Welcome to this Soundcloud Manager beginner's tutorial on how to use the follow functionality. You can find the follow functionality under the follow tab, indicated by this menu icon here. On the following tab, you will see the standard accounts control at the bottom here. Here you will select the account you would like to use to do the following with. I'm going to select this account here. There are numerous ways to find users to follow. You can follow all the users who are following a particular user. So if you follow a particular famous musician in a particular genre, you can be sure that the followers of that user are fans of that genre. If that's a similar genre to the music you produce or create, these could be users who would be interested in hearing your music. Another way is to follow the users who are followed by a particular user. So if there is a particular musician or DJ producer in a particular genre who are interested in, they are probably going to be following users who have inspired them or give them inspiration for their music. Again, this could be a good way to find users to follow who would be interested in hearing your tracks. Another method is to follow users in a particular group. So if you are producing rock music, you can follow all users who are members of a rock-based group. A similar method is to search for groups and follow users within those groups. So rather than specifying a particular URL, you can specify a genre, and then the program will go search for groups matching that genre and then follow users in that group. If you already have a list of targeted users who you want to follow, you can simply specify a list of users and then the program will go follow all users in that list. When specifying a list, you want to include one profile URL on each line. Another way to find users is to search for users and follow based on a search term and a location term. This can help pinpoint users in a particular city or particular country, and is useful if you would like to target users of a particular area. Perhaps you have a show coming up and would like to increase your fan base in that area ahead of the show. The final search method is to be able to search for users who have tracks that have tags matching the tag search term. So if you enter your genre here, for example pop, the program will go and find tracks that have tags matching the pop term and then return a list of the users who have uploaded those tracks. The other settings will allow you the maximum number of users to follow for this routine. You can do small runs, so just follow 10 users of users returned by the above searches. If you would like to set up a repeat action, you can specify to repeat the same action every 10 days. Every 1 day, sorry. So if we are searching for users with tracks matching the term techno, we will perform this search every 24 hours, so every day. If you would only like to perform the search for a certain number of days, you could enter 7. This means that every day for a week you will search for tracks that have a tag techno and then follow 10 users at random. If you would set it differently, here we would now perform the search every 12 hours 4 times. So that would mean we would do the search every 12 hours over 2 days. You can specify a random pause after each follow. This helps make the action appear more realistic. Otherwise, if you set it to 0, you could be following up to 1,000 users within a minute, which is unrealistic that any actual user would be able to perform that many follows. So it's recommended that you set a decent pause. Trying to set 1. So here you would pause after each follow at random between 1 and 30 seconds. Now if I was performing 500 follows, I can specify this time period or this random pause based on a time period. So if I would like to spread these 500 follows out over a period of 1 day, I would need to pause 172 seconds. If I would like to spread them out over a week, I would need to pause 1,209 seconds after each follow, and then this 500 follows would last a week. The play track before follow checkbox allows you to play a track at random of the user you are following. This adds an additional realism to the follow, as you would listen to a track at random and then decide to follow the user. If the user is going through the accounts that are following them and they notice a user is following them without ever having listened to any of their tracks, they may become suspicious that this is not a real follow but a bot follow. So playing a track beforehand is a way to add an additional realism. You can specify to only follow a user once. When following, you will tend to be following users and then unfollowing them after a certain amount of days have passed. As SoundCloud only allows you to follow a maximum number of 2,000 users at any one time, you'll be wanting to follow around that limit, maybe 1,800 or the full 2,000 users. Then you'll want to unfollow a substantial amount of those followers, those users, allowing you to follow more users. So you are not following and unfollowing the same user each time, you can check the Only Follow Once button. This means the user will be followed once and then never again. Now, the share follows over all selected accounts is an advanced feature I'll only touch on briefly here. If you select multiple users, so if I select 2 users and then perform a user tag search which returns 100 users, those 100 users will be spread between both accounts. Both accounts will follow the same amount of accounts, but the accounts will not follow the users followed by the other accounts. Both accounts will record the fact they have followed all users, even though they only followed half. If that doesn't make much sense, just ignore this functionality for now, and you can find more information on this functionality in the more advanced tutorials. Additionally, you can schedule this action. So if you would like it to be performed tomorrow or in a week, you can set up all your actions to perform automatically without having to set them up when you want them to play. If you would like to send a message to each user you follow, you simply click the Send Message on Follow button and enter your message here. You can view all previous messages you have sent via the View All button, and then select a message you would like. Tokens are available to use, which allow you to personalize the messages. Again, this is an advanced technique, and more information on this can be found in the relevant advanced tutorials. The final option is to stop following at value. As I mentioned earlier, the maximum number of users you can follow with a SoundCloud account at any one time is 2,000. Now, SoundCloud may be looking for accounts that follow 2,000 users and then unfollow them all and then follow another 2,000 users. So to try to avoid this footprint, you can specify to never follow more than 1,500 accounts at any one time, or any value you would like. So if you set up an action to follow 2,000 users, when you reach 1,600 in total, the process will no longer follow any more users. Again, it's quite an advanced feature, so you don't have to worry about it for now. All you really need to know is maximum number of users to follow. I wouldn't worry about the repeats for now. Set a pause of between 1 and 30 seconds to keep it realistic. I would recommend clicking the pay track before follow button and only follow once, and then just specify the type of search you would like. So if you are looking for producers or bands or musicians, the user track search is a popular search, as you will only find users who have uploaded tracks matching this tag term. If you are not worried about finding producers or DJs or users who may upload music, then the group search is a fantastic way to find users to follow. So I will select my user. We are specifying 100 users to follow, and we're going to do a group search. So we click the follow button. You'll get a confirmation the action has been created correctly. You will then click the processing tab. Remove an old action. And here we will see our action waiting to run. I'll just point out the action is not currently running because the processor has not been started. You must start the processor when you start your action, and then the process will start running, and you can view a real-time log by double-clicking the action. So we are now performing a group search, and we are finding some groups. If you would like to set up multiple actions, we can also go do the tag search and click follow, again the confirmation, and we will see the action follow user tag track search is in the processor and currently waiting. This is because we have specified to only have one thread running at any one time. Number of threads can be thought of as number of processes running at once. So if I want to run both processes, I can click the up button to specify 2 processes running at any one time. Going back into the process, we can see the search is completed, and we are now following users successfully, pausing, playing the track, so on and so forth. If you would like to find more beginners tutorials, you can come to the forum at rootjazz.com/forum. From here you'll find the tutorials forum for Soundcloud Manager, and the sticky at the top is the beginner's guides. If you would like more information on this tutorial or any other tutorials, you can come to the forum, rootjazz.com/forum. You can find more videos on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/rootjazzvideos. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you found it useful.